Hi there, Johnny Mac here. I received a visit from one of my favorite geniuses, old friend and adept wizard. Those that you that know me know his name. This is what I've learned from our discussion about Orgone Energy, which is the topic of this video. I'm going to explain the science behind magic. Well, some science behind magic. It's very vast. Magic is just undiscovered science. I'm going to explain the scientific insights gained from my research with these adepts in the field. I hope I can explain it as well as it was explained to me. The topic was Orgone Energy. What is it and how is it generated? It is generated by planetary forces and it can be utilized in many ways. What is Orgone Energy? Orgone Energy, or organic energy, is the energy of the mind, or many religions and belief systems call it the energy of the soul. Your mind, the energy that survives your body when it's done with it. It is related to this energy. It is the same energy. Yours just has a lifetime or lifetimes of code, your soul code, a recording of everything you have ever done in your life, in your many lifetimes on your journey into the field. Ah, yes, the field. The field is another topic for another video. We'll talk about that later. I'm not speaking of the unified field when I mention any field. The energy of this unified field, which I'm speaking of now, unites all of life and energy and reality through the biology of you. It is this energy that vibrates between our immense number of molecules, doing so as our mind. When you stub your toe, do you feel the pain in your head, in your brain area? No. You feel it in your toe where the pain is. Your mind vibrates between every molecule of your body that feels the pain in your toe. Electrically, it is transmitted to the brain. It can be switched off. I know someone who can do it. Orgone is not electricity, although its interaction with electricity is essential to its existence physically as locomotion itself, and it manifests in all creation. Our bodies are both EMF and organic energy. Sound is your voice and heat is your conversion of nutrients into electricity and organic energy. The energy into both electrical movement is directed by the organic mind. Let me rephrase that. The energy of all electrical movement is directed by the organic mind. You see it when looking towards a light source, and you will see it like little squiggly patterns of dancing light energy. That is orgone energy. That is your orgone field emanating an inch or so off your body. Some call it aura, and it photographs in blue in a vacuum. To see orgone energy, look towards a light source. A computer screen works fine, but the best source is the blue of the sky, opposite the sun. Go outside when moderate sunlight is available. Look up to the blue of the sky, away from the sun, to avoid any visual impairment from the glare of the sunlight. When your vision is clear, adjust your focus at the airspace about 3 inches directly in front of your eyes. When your eyes adjust correctly to this point, you will see tiny points of little light moving in constant squiggly patterns of dancing energy. Most people have seen this energy before, but thought it was dust on the lens of their eyes, or heat from an object, and paid no attention to it. This energy is your individual direct force that accesses the electrical physical power source of your body by using your brain. It's the key. You have to elevate its sensory perceptions. It is also a part of the singular unified field that connects all of life and reality. This is new, important information, useful for those who are aware. Intelligence and awareness are not the same thing. They make a great combination, unbeatable combination. But I know very, very smart people who are completely unaware of higher sensory perception skills and mind control. I myself was a horrible student until I found magic. Stephen Hawking referred to Orgone Energy as one of many singularities, time being another. I think time is an energy. He could never use the term Orgone Energy because he would have cut off his allowance. Poor guy was owned. He knew of its existence, but couldn't say. This energetic power source is everywhere all at the same time, separated in distance only by structural differences. Even though we all share common DNA components, each life form has its own unique formed physical DNA structure. This should be a sublime epiphany for many people. Personal orgone is your DNA resonance code, and your DNA is your location in the field. Well, in one field. One we're restricted to at the moment. This energy is generated by the Earth itself and its unified field. It is a unified field that contains all of Earth's life. The Earth spins at approximately 1,000 miles per hour in its rotation. This 1,000 miles per hour spin is also orbiting at about 67,000 miles per hour as it travels through the heavens in its orbit. A colossal combination of speeds by any measure. The Earth has tremendous density too, and produces a huge gravitational drag. It has tall mountain peaks, deep valleys, and oceans. It is not by any means a balanced, perfect sphere. This imbalance and its velocity, the combination forms a wobble. This wobble has the Earth shake or vibrate 7.83 times per second and is known as the Schumann resonance, scientifically speaking. It produces the alpha state of our mind. This hum from the wobble is Orgone energy itself, which I believe it has increased to about 8.11 since the 8.11 shakes per second since the 212 shift, which could explain why everything seems to move much more rapid than it did last decade. As it was explained to me, this Orgone energy has a symbiotic relationship with planetary forces we call gravity, which are really the forces of astrology. Planetary functions of spin, orbits, gravity, electricity, dark matter, and more all have an influence on us in infinite ways. The wobble-generated hum, that is Orgone energy, goes by many names, such as Orgone, Chi, life force, prana, photic force, and ether, and others. Although it is known by many different names, the one thing it is for sure, it is eternal and infinite in its source, and it is a constant in all life and reality, and all that is. Orgone energy is unique in that it operates on a different physical property than EMF energy, and it can only be described by quantum physics. Negative entropy is what Orgone energy functions on, principles of negative entropy. Unlike EMF, which has a function of entropy, entropy states that the electrical energy loses its intensity over the distance squared. So at double the distance broadcast, the field was reduced to a half. At 3 times the distance is reduced to a third, and so on. Electricity is a flow of electrons. And electron flow is what we think of as an electrical current. It's different from orgone, which is everywhere, all at the same time, all the time. It is a constant, static, unified field, if I may. However, orgone works on negative entropy, physical laws that are opposite the EMF energy spectrum. With negative entropy, you have a stronger field that will absorb a weaker field. Orgone fields become stronger by bonding with lesser or equal orgone fields and absorbing its code, learning. This, in turn, takes action or reaction, results in manifestation. Since we are in a unified field, distance in this field is determined by difference in structure. This allows you to be in 2 or more physical locations at once via structural link. It's like magic, but it's really science. Because this energy runs through everything all at the same time. In real time, we are all connected to each other by this energy and to everything else that is in this field indefinitely. This insight reveals that this constant of our planet, the organic energy field, emanates and runs through everything, connecting everything in real time, constantly. This can be very useful to radionic and hermetic practitioners and those who are aware of the mind slams. We are all familiar with electricity and the physical motion it provides via the electrical synapses, constantly firing and move us around. Our minds have an electrical charge, but there is another energy that directs this electricity, and we see it in lightning strikes. It is the blue of the strike. It's the blue glow. These 2 energies are responsible for our mobility. The electrical impulses drive our motor skills, and the organic energy directs the electrical movement. We have light bodies, which could be soul or mind, and astral bodies too. Those bodies are for another discussion. This one is about orgone energy. The energy for writing organic manifestation code. Do not miss this important epiphany concerning orgone energy. Many people have seen this energy. They are so unaware of its existence that they simply dismiss it as nothing significant. For millennia, this energy has been referred to by many different names. Scientifically, Wilhelm Reich is credited for attaching the label orgone to its now popularly called chi. A profound understanding of this energy is that all of reality exists in totality and is unified by this energy, and you are a witness to this yourself now. This may not be the first time you have encountered this unified field of orgone energy, but this may be the first time you will ever understand how it can be useful. What is organic code? You are organic code. Your DNA is a biological chemo code. When it was activated by fertilization, your DNA began to process its encoding process to produce you. It is a unique code exclusively only to you. Recently, science discovered that hermetical practitioners have known for millennia that even identical monozygotic twins have been found to have different DNA from the same egg and sperm. This was a mystery to many geneticists and still may be many so today. They have determined that each individual identical twin expresses the DNA code differently. Hermetics reveal that this is due to who is expressing their version of the code. Each soul is unique. Each soul's conscious is separate and unique to all other souls regardless of similarity. Also, the space between the fetus and each twin is enough to affect the physical structuring of each individual's physical development. This can be observed in detailed comparison of differences in such things as fingers, toes, skin tone, and other physical attributes. This is due to unseen forces that rule physical matter on our planet, one being gravity. Gravity is a harmonic planetary force. If we were to lose any planet in our gravitational field, all physical matter, every atom and molecule here on Earth would shift according to the planetary gravitational shift. This explains the validity of astrology and why planets have specific purposes of mental, emotional, and physical influence on us. All of us, all the time. Furthermore, the science of astrology is the underlying foundation of all science. When science evolved to combine astrology with astronomy, health, mental, emotional, and physical research will reveal the Orgone physics is behind all astrological influences. These influences have been known for a long time, and are expanded by astrologers daily. The known science behind astrological influences is the gravitational pull of all the planets that's constantly shifting based on angles and influence. All these forces, known and unknown, are effects of universal bodies, planets, that affect our planet and our body in totality and all living matter, all the time, in real time. Real time means now, not then, not the future. Now, real time. This energy is real time, everywhere. Each planet has its own specific code, or DNA, expresses its chemical composition, what it is, which influences our planet by its density, position, angle of influence, speed, etc., and most likely other undiscovered forces too. The known data of planetary influences is well documented in many astrology books, which are progressing through research into specialties like astrological medicine, astrological psychiatry, and is accessible by remote viewing. I will do a video on RV later. Each planet has its own unique individual influence or code, expressed as what some call frequencies, for lack of a better word. These frequencies are utilized effectively in various ways of application, from radionics, combined with computers, using sound, and other hermetic practices. Influence can be manifested. The planetary influences on the body are well documented and throughout history and astrology. In my work and research, I utilize frequency to influence myself and others in events or purposes of manifestation. I do this by writing my own code and applying it to a specific target, which is usually myself, or other people at their request, a price, or even an event. I only do positive work. My main target is usually myself. If I'm using hair or a fingernail, or even blood, I'm going to work out. It is also possible to affect other people, places, or events with a structural link. DNA photograph. A photograph is a very detailed representation of the DNA. That's why it works. It's a unique structure. We can send code to any location instantly, regardless of distance. We are all connected by chi in real time. And this is done using the unified Orgone field and radionics with the aid of an Orgone generator, with a 24-hour power source. Since this life force field is organic energy, Orgone, containing every life form, it is possible to use the field to make contact with any target using a structural link. For example, an associate of mine was in Europe to give a presentation. He doesn't like public speaking and called me for code to make his presentation easy and perfect. I had a sample of his hair and his permission, and I wrote code for that particular trend, which included several different influences, mostly planetary trend code, with additional structural links to organic code for calming and confidence. His presentation was perfect, and he had so much fun that he enjoys it now. It became a permanent trend. Organic code can be tapped by any structural link, such as turtle shells, bird feathers, animal skulls, butterfly wings, etc. You get the picture. All living things and unliving things have a specific code that can be tapped, whether they are alive or dead. I use the skull of Canadian snow lynx to find hidden targets. Even though the animal is dead, its skull is linked by DNA and its physical structure to all living Canadian snow lynxes in real time right now. Some people refer to this as cell memory. Some call it magic. I call it orgone physics. Using pre-coded elements, such as lynx skulls, is one way you can become a skilled organic code writer, causing many manifestations. You can also use inorganic code, such as math equations, chemistry, zodiac symbols, hieroglyphics, carry powerful energies. You can make direct contact with any person or event by using longitude, latitude, and time coordinates. I get hit with nasty stuff 24/7. I have learned to guard my mind castle, if you can find it. It's tough to keep fit. I get all kinds of nasty energy all day, every day, simply from teaching the hermetic science of magic. Oh my. Dios míos, man. I like to use chemical structure, reactions, and equations too. There is a technology that utilizes this organic energy called radionics. It is a sort of organic computer that allows one to write their own code. There is even an electric organic energy generator invented by Carl Hans Wells. I met Carl in 1990 when he was experimenting with orgone accumulators and electricity. I was studying under Carl's tutelage when in 1991 he invented the Wells tube generator. I partnered with him to start HSCTI and sell these fascinating radionic orgone generators. This technology has been heavily suppressed since its discovery. Before actual radionics and orgone technology was invented, authorities suppressed this information with mass mind control via religion and social indoctrination, the devil, etc. The owners of scientific industry and community control the scientific information by sinister and somewhat brutal means. Always have, and they do to this day. Brutal bastards. Authority has always controlled all information, using several different methods of social engineering by indoctrination of social values and belief systems. There are methods you can practice to learn how to remove your mind from the OCD of mass programming and take control of it for a new awareness en route to expanding your sensory perception skills beyond the norm of average people. Learning to write your own organic code gives you new possibilities of manifestation. These techniques are not available to those who are unaware of its existence. If you would like to learn the science of manifestation using radionics and chi generators, you can order my research from me in book form at chitechnology.com. And I also do personal instruction. I also do manifestation. You can hire me. I'm very expensive. You can take personal instruction from me on any radionic equipment that you purchase from me. I give unlimited instruction. Thank you.